To piggyback off that last point, older generations, smoke with your grandkids. If they're of age, of course, but smoke with them. If you're older and you consume cannabis in any shape or form, and you have grandkids or your children or your nieces and nephews, whatever the case may be, and you guys aren't that tight or you guys don't bond or whatever, smoke with your grandkids. You'll be surprised on how much building can come between generational smoking. And, I see more and more older people coming into the knowledge of the truth of the reality of the situation that our body needs cannabinoids. We have cannabinoid receptors. We need cannabis. So start to incorporate that into your life, your daily life if you can, and be open to your family and friends about it. Because the more people that share the truth, the more consciousness that will be awakened in our society. And then we won't have people excusing police shooting up kids and family members because they got joints in their pocket or they were on their way to sell a joint or something like that. We just have to acknowledge our faults and our truths. So that's my message. If you're older and you're a smoker or a consumer, smoke with your family, your neighbors, your friends, your potluck clubs, your tea sipping drugs, the people that you go sipping drugs. Your tea sipping groups. If you go to a water aerobic exercise and your friend has trouble with inflammation in their joints, like, have you tried cannabis? I smoke a bowl before I come do these exercises and I feel great. You have to be real with people. And some people you might turn off, and some people you might turn on to the cannabis community. And it's a lot larger than anybody can ever guesstimate, because there's tons of people who smoke, but they smoke in secret because fear of retaliation from, co-workers who are jealous of their success, or, schools and people who are just like, who've been taught so much that weed is bad. And weed isn't bad. Being caught with weed is bad. So that's the truth. Speak truth. Be open with your family and friends so we can knock down these fucking barriers. Excuse me. I get kind of emotionally charged when I talk about this subject because my life is currently, I wouldn't say in jeopardy, but there's a good chance that something bad can happen to me for my current position of taking a stand like I am. And I just ask that you all keep me in good thoughts. If you want to support my legal fund, Kino Green paypal.me/Kino Green. Any and all donations are welcome. I'm currently facing legal battles pertaining to the cannabis that I normally use. So help me help you. I want to continue to bring you guys honest and open dialogue. I want to continue to invest in my show, and I want to continue to advance the freedom and liberation of the community. So if you are in support of that, feel free to give me a donation, and I appreciate it. And I'll give you a shout out on the show. I'll follow you on Twitter, whatever the case may be. I just want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to my message. Smoke with your family, smoke with your peers, smoke with everybody that you possibly can. But you have to be mindful that there's some people who are not going to like it, and some people who will probably try to get you in trouble. But wouldn't you rather build up the community and knowledge of it and consciousness of it, so that you won't have to hide, you won't have to do it in secret? You can walk down the street and smoke a joint and nobody will turn their head at you, cops won't harass you. Don't you want to get to that point? True freedom. We claim to be a free society, but there's very much there's tons of laws that show that to be the opposite. So take advantage, guys. Smoke with your family, smoke with your grandparents, smoke with your grandkids, and let's all expose this bullshit of war on drugs. And it's not going to change unless we change it. Police don't care. They're getting paid to do what they're doing. Lawyers don't care. They're getting paid. Judges and DAs, they're getting their family fed off of having the job to incarcerate people who consume cannabis. And as a member of the Cannabis Society, that's unacceptable to me. That's unacceptable for you, your loved ones. And I won't stand for it. And I'm just a young guy, family man, college degree, unemployed currently. But I employed myself, and I just want the world to know that there are better ways of running a society. And the current way is hurting and harming us. And there's better alternatives out there. So I just want to motivate you all to be the change that we need in this world, because it's really sad sometimes when I sit and think about the amount of people sitting behind bars serving way more time than people convicted of murder and rape and assault and theft and robbery, wire fraud, tax evasion. I mean, there are Fortune 500 companies making billion-dollar profits, setting in offshore accounts, but making and selling, well, not even making, but they selling their products here. They make their products in other countries, sell it to the American people for profit, and then take the taxes and hide it overseas. And then us taxpayers have to fit the bill for our social programs. And after a while, when the quality of life for the middle class is eroded, people start getting mad, like, why is money coming out of my check to pay for somebody who's not working as hard as I am? And then you have a whole issue of classes, people fighting against each other when the real culprits are getting away with it. Like too big to fail, those sort of things, where rich people make decisions that mess over millions of people and nobody's held accountable. That's not a world I want to live in. That's not a world that I will leave my daughter. And even by me speaking up and saying that, it's still a step in the right direction. I won't guarantee that I'll be here with you all when you reach that mountaintop, is like Dr. King famously quoted, but as long as my words are echoed in eternity, that I can live with knowing that I spoke the truth when it was my time to do so. So follow, like, share, subscribe, spread the news, spread the message. I greatly appreciate it. Go take a walk in nature, get surrounded by some trees and some sunlight, walk with your family, smoke with your family, and feed your positive consciousness. Yes, the world is evil. Yes, there are evil people making decisions for all of us, but we have to hone in on the positive society and world that we want, so that we can be the change in this world to help make that come to pass. So that's all I have for you guys right now. Stay smoky, my friends. Peace and blessings to you and yours. Like, share, subscribe. Keno Green, 420, Burning Bush.